Well, this is part 2 of EP Evans' interview, and this is the best part. You get to really learn about this artist, EP. I just want to let everyone know this is the man that wrote this song that we've been hearing on most of the videos. Thank you, EP.
They call me EP. Hello world, you gon' know about me. Grew up just a little homie, hustle B.I.G. Never been a fake nigga on my L.I.F.E. I'm some cool, mellow guy. So when you see me out in public, hello. You can speak, yeah, it's cool. Hello. I ain't a snooty ass dude. Hello. You can take
homeless and pregnant. She still fought to keep him. And as he got older, he never forgot about his birth mom and the sacrifices she made for him. Even though he had never met her, he knew she loved him, and it's me. You ready to come home, mama?
Oh my God.
So we love you over there, Dhar, and that's how we met. But I've seen some footage of your other work. You got some other acting stuff out there. Looks pretty good.
Yeah.
When did you start acting?
Well, I started acting in 2017, right when I moved to LA from Oklahoma. I initially was in the music business. I was in the music business 13. I started writing music at 13. Ever since then, I was producing, I was making beats, I was writing for groups. In 2000, I think 3, somewhere in that time range, I had a record label called Sophisticated Hustlers Entertainment, and I had 3 acts. One was a group, one was a solo artist, and another one was another solo artist. I had those individuals signed to my record label. I say a year later, I got signed to Universal Records. Management kind of was a little iffy, you know, bad management, whatever you want to call it. Things went left, so I dropped out of music, went back to school to get my nursing and become a registered nurse. And from there, I told myself, well, hey, this is gonna be a backup for me, as you want to call it, a backup for, like, if this entertainment doesn't pan out for me, at least got a predominant degree to where I can actually make some money and live a comfortable life. But I told myself, with that degree, I'll start traveling, and that's gonna take me places in the cities where I need to, you know, start my career and build from there. So I got to LA, and I told myself I wanted to start acting. I wanted to give music a break, get into acting, and see where it could take me. I think my first audition, I bombed. I mean, I went into the room and forgot my lines, and I started laughing, and the casting and the director was just looking at me like, and I'm like, I'm just laughing like, hey, this is uncomfortable. I messed it up, but hey, you know. So from there, I started to take acting a little bit more serious. I started taking classes, and my first real gig, my first real acting gig was with Vet TV, which is real big in the veteran or the military community. It's TV for the veterans, and it's more so based on comedy, dark comedy. If you like dark comedy, it's real raw, but it's you know, it's to help the veterans, you know, throughout the turmoil that they go through, and, you know, just to bring light to the community.
It's a California burrito.
Oh yeah. You know that's my favorite, Belmontes. Think he'll let me get a bite. I just rolled out of bed like 5 minutes ago, so I didn't have time to pick one up. Mind if I get a bite, bro?
No worries.
Good shit. Thanks, killer. Well, what do you say, boo?
Thanks, Corporal.
I got my first gig with them, and from there, I just started doing indie films and student films, just kind of trying to mold my craft a little bit more, just kind of trying to figure out what this acting thing was about. And from there, I met Dhar Mann, and that took another turn and just pushed, it just pushed me forward into the acting world, and here I am. So my next goal is to start my own films. Right now, I'm in the middle of writing a mockumentary, which a mockumentary is a documentary, but it's a scripted documentary, which is a little bit more of like a television show, but it's based on my real life. So yeah, that should be, we should be filming that in 2021, somewhere maybe in the middle of 2021 or maybe at the end of 2021. But yes, it's coming real soon. So be on the lookout for it. Hope you guys will like my first mockumentary or TV series. It's 12 series, 10 minutes long. Yeah, so.
I like that. I can't wait. I want to be an extra. Just kidding. I'm auditioning. I had two questions for you, because first of all, stick with the acting. Like, I went to college for it, and I used to take classes a lot, and then it's like I've been hearing from some of these actors just show up and they're just doing it and killing it. Did you take a lot of classes? Did you always want to act, or was this something you just found you were naturally good at?
Well, I never wanted to act, to be honest. I always thought that I was going to be this hip-hop star and go to be famous and rich and just do music. It wasn't until I saw how, the industry was. And I knew that, if I don't have a backup plan, I'm not gonna succeed at none of this. So the backup plan is what made it more, I want to say, less tedious for me to move forward in the industry. No, acting was never on my radar. So I say all that to say this: I wanted to transition into something different. And I feel like acting would have been a little bit more challenging for me. And me, I'm a person, I like a challenge. So I wanted to challenge myself. So yeah, acting was never on my radar. So I started, again, acting in 2017. I wanted to jump into acting just to see, with no classes, no education. I wanted to just jump into it to see if I had a natural talent for it. I did. Come to find out, my first class that I took was with Ivana Chubbuck. She coached Halle Berry. She coached Sylvester Stallone. I mean, the name goes on and on and on. And she actually wrote this book called The Power of the Actor. So I took her beginning class just to kind of get my feet wet and all. And I was like, I dominated in the beginner class. Like, the teacher loved me. So I took a month of Ivana Chubbuck's, and I said, okay, let me check into a master class. So one of her students is Tasha Smith, which plays in a lot of Tyler Perry shows. I was on set with one of her students, and he was kind of an advocate for her class. And so he told me to come in and audit. I audited. I was very nervous. Yeah. I just knew that this wasn't the class for me because I felt like I was biting off more than what I could chew. But I went home, I talked it over with a couple of friends, and they all thought that this, this was the right move that I should be making. If your dream doesn't scare you, or if you're not nervous about your, where you could be, then that's not the direction you should take. Your dreams are supposed to make you uncomfortable. It's supposed to make you feel, out of your comfort zone. So, needless to say, I took the class. Part of getting into the class and being accepted to the program, the master program, is you got to do a monologue in front of everybody. And Tasha Smith, she critiques you, and, she welcomes you on to the class. So my first day to audition, if you want to say, for the class, I went up in front of everybody. I decided to do a very emotional monologue from Fences with Denzel Washington. I played the son who was, kind of pretty much expressing his feelings to, his dad, Denzel Washington, in the movie Fences. And it was very emotional. I went out there on stage. I said what I had to say. Tears started flowing down my eyes. Everybody was stung. Like I was just talking to everybody in the class, just picking them out. And after I was finished, it was pure silence. And then all I heard was, and people started standing up and, just praising my work, and told me, welcome to TESOL. And from there, I got accepted to the master class, and I just knew that I was headed towards the right direction. So ever since then, all the stars just started aligning with this new, I guess, path of my acting career. So that's how it started.
Dang. Okay, so I got chills. That's crazy. That is raw talent. Nobody does that. When you did this first scene, who did you prep with? Did you just do that on your own?
I watched videos of clips of the film Fences. I studied the book. I got a lot of my background work in the education from the beginning class of Abana Chubbuck. Doing student films and just kind of getting the feel of taking on the character. So that kind of helped. And plus I did my homework, I did the background, the backstory. I did my substitutions. I did my fourth walls. I did everything that I needed to do to get prepared. And plus I wanted people to believe in me. So that was my motivation, to just show up and just show out. So that's pretty much how I got prepared. And plus, I have like a lot of nerves. And I think my nervousness and my anxiety kind of helps bring out emotions, especially when you're in front of people and you just have to do it. It's really, nothing that you can do when those eyeballs are on you and the camera is on and it's like time to act. So I perform, I guess, best at, when my nerves are at its worst, I guess.
Oh, I can relate. I love that story. So you seem studious then, and so how did you get to nursing? Because I guess you had to go to school for that. There's a lot to learn medically. Yeah. What made you want to do that?
I gave 7 years of my life to school. I got into nursing, okay. At the time before nursing, I was just, I was a teenager. I think I was like, I don't know how old I was, but I was a CNA, the certified nurse assistant, for 12 years. So it was a guy that came up to me. He was a traveling nurse. He was like, man, I make this amount of money and you can go and travel the world. You can do this and you can do that. And that conversation from there, I just knew that, okay, this is my ticket to taking me to the next levels to where my dreams are. And that's what got me into pursuing nursing and moving forward with that.
Nice. So what's it been like during this COVID time, nurse? Or who do you work with primarily?
Well, I do work with COVID patients. I was a charge nurse on a COVID unit.
Just wanted to chat with you guys about this coronavirus. I'm headed down to Eagle Pass, Texas, which is right on the border of Mexico, at which I will be assisting other nurses, other MDs on how to fight this thing. They're gonna teach us about the respirators, new machinery, just new tactics. So,
for 3 months. And yeah, so, I mean, it really hasn't been an influctuation of a lot of COVID patients as you would see, or an ICU nurse would see on their floor. Like, I'm a dialysis nurse, so I see a lot of dialysis patients, but I don't work in ICU all the time to where I can see like people who've suffered from the illness of COVID. But I do get a fair share of COVID patients. But it's different from a floor nurse and a dialysis nurse, because again, I specialize in dialysis, not COVID.
I'm excited now about these films, but how do we know more about you? How do we follow you?
Well, you can find me at iamepevans on IG and TikTok. They're both synonymous. You can find me under both the same name, iamepevans.
All right. It's been good talking to you. Send out my folks here watching with a little goodbye from EP.
I want to thank every one of you for watching the channel, subscribing to our channel, and if you haven't subscribed, please subscribe, because we have a lot of great content with some of your favorite actors and actresses. So stay tuned. We love you and looking forward to giving you guys many more smiles in the future.
So you see